Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Own Your Own Freedom. Shout out to everyone who's going through all of their narcissistic abuse survivor playlists and videos, and especially during this time of the holidays around Thanksgiving, Christmas, coming up and about to be 2020 or about to go into the new year. Shout out to every one of you who are sort of binge watching all of these videos because either you've gone no contact, or you're deciding to go no contact, or you're deciding to not show up for the holidays. Trust me, I'm in the same boat you are. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of encouragement. It's sort of like a reminder of why you left or why you're considering to leave, because I feel like sometimes during this nostalgic time, we can forget all of the abuse, or at least most of it, the severity of the abuse that we suffered throughout our childhood or throughout our relationship with this narcissistic person. And so here's a little reminder. I'm going to read some of, I would say, the topmost comments that I've been reading from like my older videos. And these have really been encouraging me, and they've sort of snapped me out of that sort of replay tape going on in my head of all my, past experiences in childhood with Thanksgiving, eating around a table with family members that don't respect you and don't respect your boundaries and don't love you in the way that you need to be loved and supported. Nothing is worth that. So no matter how much turkey or dressing or, I don't know, what do you call it? Cranberry sauce. It doesn't matter. I can eat that anywhere. And it doesn't have to be around a narcissistic table. I hope you feel the same. So here, I'm just going to start reading some of these comments because they are absolutely really encouraging to me, because some of them are encouraging and some of them are just like a slap in the face, a reminder of why I'm not going back. So Farhana, she wrote, both of my parents are narcissists. I feel bad for her. And she said, being raised by them is like being with the devil. They are always trying to start a fight with you, abuse you, point you out as a bad seed to the outsiders. And the only solution is to go no contact. Yeah, definitely what I did. And sometimes I feel like I regret it, but in these times, not at all. Bridget said, I have tried all the roles. Is talking about one of my videos about being the scapegoat child. She said, I was the conformer, the rebel, the runner, because nothing works. But none of that actually gets them to change their behavior, which is true. Jennifer said, when what they do to put you down stops working, they try to draw you in again and use other tactics. An anonymous person says, thank you so much for your videos. Your dad resembles very much my own, especially to the dynamic of your father being the adult provider and the children being the consumers. And in reality, we're never really equals. Even if I were to go home and to visit my family, I know I would be playing into the same role as the scapegoat, as one everybody is looking at and saying, well, why don't you ever come home? And all of this. And then if no one's around, he's going to try the same tactics that he did before. And I'm not interested in trying to defend myself against someone who will never change. Kendra says, it's important we stop feeding ourselves to them. Yep. The Bible thumping sociopaths are the best. She had a narcissistic and sociopathic mom. So, and what's funny is that in my series, you can watch my playlist on the spiritual narcissist. My series on the spiritual narcissist is sort of a combination of him being an authoritarian and him being a pseudo spiritual, leader in the house. So I don't know. It's, no one wants to go back to that. And so since they are like this and they will never change, she's right. It's important that we stop feeding ourselves to them. We don't give them opportunities to get into our life or to affect us. Bobby says, thank you for validating the unseen and therefore unprovable abuse suffered by people tricked to doubt its existence. Wow, that was a mouthful. Yeah, because people don't typically, when we share our experiences with them, they typically think we're overreacting because no one understands and can relate to really having a family member that doesn't love you, especially a parent. she actually challenged her father by not actually showing up to, whether it be Thanksgiving or whatever, or holidays. And she grew up not being able to trust anyone, sort of like me, because of all of her experiences. But in the end of the comment, she talks about how she is overcoming all of this. Selena says, my father, my ex-husband, and my son-in-law are all narcissists. Wow, imagine going to that on Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve or New Year's Day parties or New Year's Eve parties. Like, imagine bumping into your ex-husband, your father, and your son-in-law. She said, I found the best way to handle this is to not engage. And that's what we're doing, aren't we? Marcia says, the only way to deal with narcissists is not to respond to them. Don't play the roles. It doesn't work. The only thing you can do to protect yourself is to go no contact. Christine says, thank you so much for your videos. If not for YouTube, I could never have imagined that anyone has ever had the same sickening childhood I had. Right on. Nicolay says, thank you very much for your video. I finally started waking up in the past few weeks. It feels like I was living in a dream state with this dark cloud of anxiety and fear looming over my head. That touches me so much. Because when you finally wake up, it's like you can't go back. You wake up and it's like, how could I ever choose to go back there unless I'm not fully aware of and not fully healed on the inside, thinking, and unless I believe that I don't deserve anything better. What's so great about going no contact is that we don't realize that until later, that we can actually make our own family. We can make our own tribe or people that support us and love us. And I know that the other day was Thanksgiving. I wasn't with my family, but I didn't make a turkey because turkeys take too long. I'm not about that life, but I made chicken. I made a potato and cheese and all this good stuff. And I made green beans and it was so good. And I just had some friends over. And it was delicious. It was fine. All of us together, watching movies, singing music, like hanging out, talking. It wasn't all the drama and the draining about trying everyone having to flatter the narcissist, everyone having to pretend like everything's okay, everyone having to, buy into all their jokes and their lying and all their drama and everything. Like no one's ever good enough for them and no one ever does enough for them. Like being their servant, like, oh my God, I'm just so done. And I hope you guys all are done too, I hope that this really encourages you to keep going on, because for me, scrolling through these comments are like, they're enough for me just to snap me out of my nostalgia, because it's not real. My nostalgia and your nostalgia is what the narcissist created. It is their fake narcissistic reality that we bought into as children, as spouses, as girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever the case may be. We bought into it. And now we're unplugging. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below if you can relate to any of this, because these actually, I love reading your comments. They are so encouraging to me. And it's really cool the way you guys see things in a different way. Your take on the situation with narcissists. All these different takes are so unique and so special. So leave a comment down below. Of course, like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next one.